Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure Fabi is here, right? Ladies and gentlemen of the press, good morning to you. We are here this morning, and this briefing is very significant in that Nima is about to decide relative to their senator, and based upon that, you have seen a heavy presence of police in Nimba. And for your information, we started our deployment since last week, and the Inspector General of Police, Honorable Gregory Colman, is here to brief the media on unfolding events here in Nima relative to police activities. Honorable,
Thank you. Good morning to all. It is a privilege to be here. We thank God for this day. We thank Him for the peace that we continue to enjoy. I want to use this occasion to say thank you to the people of Nimba. They have demonstrated remarkable discipline and respect for the rule of law. The electioneering process, which is still ongoing, has been marked by peace and support for the democracy and the rule of law. So we want to say thanks to each and everyone that has supported this process and continue to support it. As we go on to the voting process tomorrow, we want to assure the general public that all has been done from the security perspective. The joint security has been working very, very hard. All agencies have been activated at different rules and responsibilities to ensure that this process is void of any form of interruption, and that the people can rest assured that they will go out tomorrow freely to vote without any fear or intimidation in any shape or form. We've done some great work in analyzing past elections, looking at all of the areas that we had violence reported over the years. And we've taken measures. I mean, all the members of the joint security, we've taken measures to ensure that we correct whatever errors that happen. Because every time the elections end, we go back and have an after-action review and look at how we performed, what we did, what we didn't do, and make the corrections. So now, this deployment is one of the most informed deployment that we have done, because we now have data going back to almost 5 elections covering the county. So we're here to assure the people that it will be peaceful. Notwithstanding, we are informed of a bunch of nitwits and miscreants and hoodlums that have nothing to do with the elections of Nima, that have migrated here to cause problems and basically cast a cloud of violence on the county of Nima, which is not representative of the people of Nimba. We are aware of you, we are aware of your plan, and if you attempt to carry a plan on, you feel us. Thank you.
Honorable Inspector, Exodus, I want to know, have you considered or established hotspots in Nimba County, hotspots for elections in Nimba County?
Oh yes, there are known hotspots, and all of those areas are fully covered. Some of them, in some of the areas that we identify as hotspots, the deployment matrix there tomorrow will be completely different from what we've ever had in the past. Take for instance, in the last election, we had people taking the ballot box, crossing the Côte d'Ivoire, crossing the river and going to Côte d'Ivoire. You know, you remember that? Yeah. Take the box to Côte d'Ivoire. In Bielonto area, we've made sure that the deployment matrix there is completely different. That is going to happen tomorrow. So if anybody is thinking about even having a thought of disturbing their thing twice. So all of the hotspots have been covered, deployment matrix changed, and we are assuring the public that the presence of the police here is not the mindset of the warrior, it's the guardians of the democracy, and that's why we're here to ensure that the process is protected and that people.
In terms of police misconduct.
Excuse me, Daniel. Hello. Daniel.
Yes, my name is Daniel.
And ladies and gentlemen, I hope your questions will be election based, please.
Like I said, my name is Daniel Kati, I report for ELBC. You mentioned for people maybe we consider as intruder who have come. Where have they come from and what you think they have come to do?
Well, they've migrated from all over. Listen, this is not a national election. This election is for the people of Nima and the residents of this county. If you're not a resident here, you're not from Nima. I mean, yeah, we understand that people are interested in the democracy. People can come to observe. It's okay. But if you come to cause trouble, it's a whole different ballgame. So everyone's welcome. I mean, that's why we're all here, to ensure that it goes peacefully. And I can guarantee you that it must go peacefully. It will go peacefully. Thank you.
Okay. Hello, RG. My name is Emmanuel Freeman.
Mr. Freeman, how do you do so?
Thank you. Atlantic Broadcasting Network. You have by-election in 2024 that brought Senator Nimba into power. Now, 5 people are going to Jeremiah. Comparing that to what's happening in this by-election to replace the Senator Johnson, what can you tell the people of Nimba as compared to what you explained last year and not of coming to this one?
Oh no, bro, like I said, it just gave us more information as to how to perform better. The last election was okay. This will be better than what the last was, because every time we collect data, we do analysis and inform our decision for future processes to prevent. So everything that you think could have gone wrong or that went wrong from the last election, we've noted it and we put measures in place to avoid it from happening again. Are any one of you here aware of any violence reported throughout this process? Maybe I'm not aware. Any violence? I know of the obstruction in the Butuo area, but it did not result to physical violence. But if there's anything that I don't know, no, that was a road interpreter. Well, what was that?
Even though we're not worried about it, it's about the senatorial candidate of Managondo were allegedly being attacked by some people believed to be supporters of.
Okay, so 105. You please take note of that, because what was reported to us was the obstruction in the public area, and that we're looking into. So now that you're talking about Tapeta as well, we have to look into it to make sure that these things don't happen. And that's why we deployed police officers with all of these candidates. We made them available to everyone. And it's not just to provide you physical security, but also to inform us that as you go out, as you're coordinating your campaign activities, so that two people don't get a campaign at the same place at the same time. So the officers were deployed within, especially our police officers assigned to us. Yep. Okay, so we'll look into that.
So for D9 to Ajasira, excuse me, let me recognize it first. Yes.
My name is Melish Bo. I report for Nima D9 TV. What can you just show the citizens of Nima County that this time around, because according to them, they are huge personal police in this county, and they not be in the present or in the interest of the citizen, more especially by the government. What can you show to them that they will not be another way?
So no, go back.
There is a rumor that there are huge police presence within in this county with this by-election, which will probably be in the interest of the government candidate having to be a Koga. What can you show the citizens of the county that this time around it will be free and fair?
Look, these assertions will always come back and forth, but how we perform our task, how we roll out our services will speak for itself. Like I said, we're not here on the basis of the warriors mentality. We're here as guardians of the democracy. And covering the guardians of the democracy mindset, it doesn't identify candidates on the basis of political affiliation, but rather holistically protecting the democracy, that each and every one will have a chance to be able to express their will freely. The police will never, under my watch, get involved with anything political. So our role here is strictly the protection of democracy. And if for any reason, any one of you find any of our officers getting politically involved, please report it to us so that we can look into it and take a decisive action that will reassure the general public. But I can guarantee you, with everything there is in me, we are here to protect the democracy, to support the election process, and not to be a part, not to interfere in any way, shape, or form.
Two more, Franklin.
Okay, Franklin.
Hey, Franklin. What's up?
Welcome. Well, I work for Foundation and OPF.
Okay.
They are very concerned. Will there be armed officer present at the police center? Second question I have to do with why you deployment of armed officers there on say against a Nimba election? Because there have been another election in county in another country. There have been no you present of armed officers.
So listen, man, people. Our work is intelligence based. Intelligence based. We over the months we've been working with the people of Nima, we haven't picked up any plain violent activity from Nimba County itself. But like I said, there are migrants coming from all over, miscreants, hoodlums, nitwits, that just won't cause trouble to make it seem as though Nima is just a violent county. We're here to protect the people of Nima and to make sure that these people do not send that wrong message about this county. The huge presence of police officer is to ensure the voters' confidence that there's proper security for you to get out and go and vote, and to remind those who even thinking about it that you have more room for violence in this place. Look, once again, the police of today, we are exhibiting a community-oriented approach in the rollout of our services. For many years, the serve and protect has just been a cliche. You see it written on our badge, on our stuff. Service has not come alive. And it's a shock to most of you to see us coming out, bringing our service to this extent. So the common defense for detractor is that, oh, these are political police and stuff. No, we're just bringing service alive. We're giving the people what they've been paying for all of these years and just not getting it. That's what we do. That will make it look different. This is how the police should be represented to protect the people in the democracy, to make sure that people feel safe. Don't you all feel safe? You all don't feel safe? Friend, you feel safe? Thank you. All right.
So I will take one last question, and I noticed that all the questions are almost the same. So if you have no concerns yet, I will take one question. One last question. Yeah, I'll take you.
Good morning, Mr. Archie. Television. Do you have the manpower to deploy across the county, and what's the assurance will you give the Nima people for a peaceful process?
So the joint security have been able to cover this entire country. So cover the entire country for election period. We're just dealing with one county. Yeah, we're just dealing with one county. For an answer, yes. 681 polling places will be duly covered by police officers. Everywhere you go to vote, you'll see police officers there. And in areas where we suspect that there could be violent activities, you'll see huge deployment to make. Look, the thing is just about making people to understand that you cannot come in a democratic process and bring violence or try to disrupt it outside of the democratic process. That's what we're not going to allow to happen here. You all feel safe. Rest assured, we got this thing under control. Yeah.
And the assurance
thank you so much.
Look, from the security standpoint, this election will be covered by security. It will be very, very peaceful. We'll make sure that everybody will be safe. You get out of your home, you go, you vote safely, and you come back safely. The ballot boxes will be safely escorted back to the magisterial warehouses. Nobody has got anything to worry about. Nothing will happen as far as the security is concerned. Anybody try to feel us.
Ladies and gentlemen of the press, the key word, we are here, our presence is here to ensure a violent-free elections in a civil environment for all. Violence. Thank you so much. We can assure you of the police protection.
How many officers do you have in the country?